welcome to Yoga with India. I'm India, and today I'm going to be taking you through a yoga practice that's going to help you feel grounded. Now, there are many things in life that will turn on our fight or flight response, and this can lead to us feeling stressed, worried. It can turn on our anxieties. So it's important to take time to ground yourself and feel rooted so that we can be responsive to situations instead of reactive. So this yoga practice is going to help with just that. Now, at the end of the practice, I'm going to do a pose where you can use a block to help aid you. So it's a good idea to have one close by or a book of a similar size. But don't worry if you don't have either, you can still do this final pose. All right, let's get started. So we're going to begin by lying down on our mat. So lying down on our backs, feet are going to be about the width of the mat, and we're going to knock our knees in. Just place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Walk your elbows out to the side. Slowly drop the shoulders down to the floor and gently just close the eyes. So begin by taking a couple of deep breaths, just centering ourselves. And just notice the sounds of your breath, similar to the waves crashing against the shore. Good. Really feeling those shoulders drop further down towards the floor as you exhale. Good. And as you lie here, just notice where your lower back is. And if you feel space between your lower back and the mat, just gently press the lower back into the ground, closing up that space. You'll feel your pelvis tip up slightly. You'll feel your core engage, your pelvic floor engage too. Just feel that space. Just notice the connection in your alignment running right from your tailbone all the way up to the top of your neck. Good. Just a few more moments here, connecting to the waves of your breath. Nice. All right, gently just placing your hands down by your side and opening the eyes. Let's just slowly separate the knees now and just draw those knees into the chest, hugging them slightly and just rocking from side to side. Really nurturing feeling on the spine here, giving it a little massage. And then begin to rock forward and back. So you might need a little bit more energy now, a little bit more engagement of the core as you slowly rock forward and back. Start small and build up. Good. A few more times. Good. And then just coming up to a seated position. Find yourself in the middle of your mat. Just take your hands behind you. Plant your feet into the floor and have your knees up high. All right, we're just going to rock our knees to the right and the left. Just creating a little bit of motion through the hips. Good. And just notice the feet peeling off the mat and then pressing down to the mat as you draw the knees up. Really try and use the full capacity of your foot here. It can be a really nice focus to really see those feet grounding into the floor as you bring the knees up and then slowly peeling off as you drop them down. Good. All right, let's just drop our knees over to the right now and then turn the head to the left. Little twist here. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Good. And then going back to rocking from side to side. You can sort of increase this motion by putting a little bit more energy into the into the core, twisting through the body a little bit more. Good. And then coming over to the left with the knees, dropping the knees to the left, looking over to the right, right over that right shoulder. Nice. Good, and then drawing the knees back up. All right, let us extend those legs away from us now. Fingertips should be facing towards your glutes. Elbows are back. And we're now going to flex our feet, drawing our back nice up and straight. Now press the toes down into the mat so you begin to point your toes. Lift the hips off the floor and look right behind you, right up to the sky there. Good. Reverse plank pose. Energy through the arms. Nice. And then slowly lowering the hips back down. Good. And just fall over the legs now. Be really passive here. Just allow the weight of the body to fall over the legs. Deep breaths here. Allowing your body to feel soft after that full engagement. Really good way to balance through poses is to activate and then release. Something that we can take through life, finding balance in everything we do. Good. All right, slowly peeling off and up now, taking the hands back. We're going to go again with our reverse plank, flexing the feet, elbows back. Here we go. Activating once again, pressing those toes down into the mat, lifting the hips up high and looking up to the sky. You really want to engage those glutes here. Deep breaths. Engaging that core, feeling strong. Well done. Slowly lowering the hips down. And then once again, pouring the weight over the legs. Releasing, finding that balance between the yin and the yang. Good. All right, gently peeling yourself off them and up again. And then crossing the legs this time. And then rocking forward onto all fours. Okay, we want to spread our fingers nice and wide and take our knees about hip distance apart. So we want to spread our fingers nice and wide so we can feel really rooted and grounded down into the earth. Send energy up through the arms towards the shoulders so you're not sinking down in your box. You're pulling up and away, but your hands are still firmly pressed down to the floor. It's almost like your fingers are glued down to the floor as you stay here. Good. Just take a moment here for that core connect. Really nice. All right, we're going to take the left arm up to the sky and really reach away with that left hand. Look up to the hand if you can. Good. And now thread that hand through the space under your right armpit. Drop the left shoulder down and look up to the sky under the right arm. Good, getting a twist here. Deep breaths. Nice. The further you look under the arm, the deeper stretch you're going to find. Good, and then slowly reversing that pose, coming back into your box. Planting your hand down into the ground. Finding that box pose once again. Taking a moment here. And noticing. Really core element of feeling grounded is just noticing sensations within the body, within your space, and feeling present. All right, going on the other side. So this time lifting the right arm up to the sky, looking at that hand. Good, feeling that stretch, that reach. And then threading the right arm through the gap underneath your left armpit, dropping that right shoulder down. And then looking under the left arm right up at the sky, finding that twist. Breathing right down to the pit of the stomach. Good. One more breath here. And then slowly recovering back up onto all fours. Well done. All right, let's take our knees out to the side and then bring our feet together and sink back into an open hip child's pose, drawing those glutes down into the heels, really reaching away with the arms and the hands and pressing the forehead down to the mat. Good. Really allowing that forehead to sink down to the mat. Pressure through the brow line will help release off the nervous system and connection to the third eye. This can help at any time that you feel quite stressed, just to help bring you back down to earth. Good. Keep sinking those glutes into the heels to open up the hips. Nice. All right, slowly coming back up onto all fours. Drawing the knees back in. So lining those knees up with the hips and the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck our toes under now and come into a downward facing dog. So slowly bring the hips up and just have a little pedal here through the feet. It's the first downward facing dog of the session, so we might feel a little bit tight in the backs of the legs. So just having a little pedal here through the feet. Good, little wiggle here. And then when you're feeling ready, just begin to sink those heels down into the mat. Now, like I said before, we want to spread those fingers out nice and wide, really sticking those fingers down into the mat so we feel grounded to the floor. We want to root our feet down too. Maybe have a go at seeing if you can spread those toes out wide. Sometimes the shoes we wear can make our toes feel quite tight and closed in. So we want to spread those feet out nice and wide, feel rooted down to the ground. Good, really nice. All right, from here we're going to lift the heels up, bend the knees, and then see if we can press our chest towards our thighs. Keep our chest exactly where it is, and then send our heels back down to the floor, and you'll notice your tailbone will rise a little bit higher and you'll feel length through the spine. Good, we're going to go again here. So coming up onto our tippy toes, bending the knees, connecting the chest to the thighs. And then sending the heels down, lengthening through the tailbone, finding that gorgeous A-frame. One more time, here we go. Drawing those heels nice and high, bending the knees, chest connects to the thighs, and then we sink those heels down into the mat. Good, finding length through our spine once again. Really nice, well done. All right, let's lift the left leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Good, little extra stretch here. Okay, let's bend that knee and now place the foot in between the hands. We're going to drop our right knee down to the floor and lengthen through that back leg. Now sweep the arms up above your head so that your arms should be in alignment with the ears. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, take a gentle back bend. Good, a little stretch through the abs here. Nice. And then coming back over, pouring the hands back down over the leg. Walking those hands back, flexing the foot, and then finding that length through the backs of the legs. Notice that we're not going too high or standing in any of these poses today. We want to feel grounded to the floor, to the earth, feel close to it. Good. So we don't get that flighty feeling. All right, pouring that weight forward, back over that front leg again. And now tucking the toe under, coming into your runner's lunge, a little bit more of a deeper stretch here. We're going to lift the left arm up towards the sky now, pressing that right hand down into the floor for support and look up to the right hand. Sorry, look up to the left hand. Good, so you're getting a deeper twist here. Nice. All right, pouring that weight back down. Taking the foot back into plank. Good. Drop the knees down. Bend the elbows back, drop the chin, drop the chest down to the floor, and then scoop forward into your baby cobra. Shoulders back, elbows back. Good, keep 10 toes flat down to the mat. Maybe test your core here. Engage your glutes and see if you can lift your hands off the mat without your toes cutting off too. Good, hands coming down. Take your elbows back, and then we're going to sink back into a child's pose. Good, really great recovery pose. Time to restore. Just take a moment to have an active rest. I say active because we want to still keep our arms reaching away from us here. And want to still feel those glutes sinking down into the heels. Nice. All right, we need to go on the other side now. So coming back up onto all fours, spreading those fingers nice and wide, knees right underneath the hips, tucking the toes under, and then taking the tailbone high into your downward facing dog. Good. Once again, you can have a little wiggle here with the feet, just grounding yourself down in this pose, and then sinking those heels down into the mat. Good. Okay, we need to release the right leg now. So the right leg comes up into three-legged dog. We're going to bend that knee and then thread the knee through the hands, dropping the left knee down now. And then swooping those arms up in line with the ears, sinking the hips down, take an inhale. And as you exhale, slowly taking a gentle back bend, stretching through the abs, looking up to the sky. Energy through the hands. Good. Really putting pressure into the big toe to help keep you balanced here. Good. Coming back up to that center point, pouring the weight forward over the front leg. Now walking the hands back, stretching through the hamstrings and the calves, pressing the toes up to the sky. Chest down towards the leg if you can. Good, and then bringing the hands forward back over the front leg, tucking the left toes under, bringing the knee up into your runner's lunge. This time, right arm comes all the way up above you to the sky. We're going to look up at that right hand. Just watch that our right knee doesn't want to go out to the side. A little twist here, supporting ourselves with our left hand. Really trying to straighten that back extended leg as much as you can. And then allowing that hand to come back down. Taking the right foot back into plank. Coming into a chaturanga. So now you can either drop the knees like we did before, or keep the knees up and just bend the elbows. Hover off the mat, maybe push up into a full cobra or upward facing dog when knees and thighs are off the mat, taking an upper level here. Good. Nice, and then dropping the knees down and then coming back into your grounding child's pose. Good. Just taking a moment here. And then slowly coming all the way back up onto all fours. Crossing the legs behind you, shuffling the knees forward and just tipping back. We're coming down to lying down on our backs now. Drawing the knees in towards our chest. And maybe taking the hands to the knees and just doing 3 rotations round one way, a little massage for the lower back now. Good. And 3 rotations around the other. All right, so this is the moment where you might need your block or your book. Like I said, it's totally optional. So if you have got a block or a book, I want you to place it underneath the top of your back there. So it might take a little bit of a time to sort of shuffle around, but the idea is you want your shoulders to drop down to the floor. Your head will be rested on the floor too. And then just bring the soles of the feet together and open up the knees. So have a little shuffle here to find a place that feels comfortable for you. But your block or your book should be sort of directly underneath your chest, your heart. So your heart leads, your heart's projected up towards the sky. Good. You can place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest, or just have your hands out to the side, allowing those shoulders to drop down further towards the floor. Good, and you're welcome to close your eyes here. Now, if you haven't got a block, don't worry. You can still do this pose without a block or a book. Your chest will just be flat down to the mat. Good, so just notice how liberating it feels to have the heart lead. Draw those shoulders back away from the ears, helps to release any stress in the body too. Allowing the knees to open releases the hips, another area that we often hold stress and tension in. And just take a moment to come back to the breath, the sound of the waves in the breath. Good, this pose is very restorative. It's a great healing pose. And for that reason, it's so good for any time you need to feel grounded and rooted. You need an excuse to release tension. This pose is for you. Good. A couple more deep breaths here. Just notice how the shoulders will begin to fall even more without you realizing. Good. All right. Slowly coming all the way up now and just releasing the block if you've got one underneath your back away. And then coming down to your back once again and just lengthening those legs away from you. And finding your relaxation pose, your Shavasana. Wherever that may be, just allowing those feet to fall wherever they want to, hands to fall wherever they want to. Feel soft and gently close the eyes. Good, allowing the breath to be very natural now. And just know you always have it in you to be grounded. You always have it in you to be responsive instead of reactive. You always have it in you to connect to the breath, take a few moments and just be. You always have this power. Good. All right, so you can stay here for a little longer if you'd like, or follow my lead by wiggling the fingers and the toes. And then taking a full body stretch, reaching away with the toes and the hands. And then slowly coming over to your side, drawing your knees in, placing your hand on the floor, and then pressing up into a comfortable seat. Good. This time, let's take our hands down to our knees so we feel grounded at the end of this session. Good. And opening your eyes if you haven't already. All right, let's inhale, hands come all the way up, palms meet. Exhale down to heart center. Inhale, hands coming all the way up, palms meet. Exhale down to heart center. One more time. Inhale, hands coming all the way up. Exhale down to heart center. Bang your head to your heart and your heart to the ground. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. I hope it's left you feeling rooted and grounded for the rest of your day ahead. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.